Hi, everyone. Welcome to SBR Sports Picks. His name is Jimmy the Bag. My name is Peter Loshak. This is a Loshak in the Bag show for a Friday afternoon, 6 p.m., January 5th. Jimmy the Bag and I, of course, broke the hell down out of the NBA and NHL cards this morning. We gave a bunch of picks. We'll review the line movements in those cards. And Jimmy and I, of course, are ready to tackle the very modest and interesting college basketball card. I'm sure you did a bunch of because there's a couple of things that I'm liking, that I think I'm liking, but I'm scratching my head thinking maybe someone's out that I don't know about. You can. I'm sure you did research into that, Jim. Oh, yep. Great. That's excellent. That's awesome. All right, and we're also going to take a look at NFL, at the wild card games. Maybe give a couple picks on that as well in this 6 o'clock show. Welcome everybody. Thanks for joining in. Thanks for tuning in. We love doing these shows and all of your insights into these handicapping. Into possible handicapping value really helps us out. Yesterday, again, the Wisconsin-Green Bay game. I mean, I liked it. I bet it, but I probably wouldn't have given it if Native Queen and Jimmy the Bag and everyone hadn't come in saying they love Wisconsin-Green Bay. Of course, that one cashed easily, and yesterday was a very big profitable day for me in college basketball. I wound up 11-2 in college basketball, and one of those losses was an OT under in the Colorado game, which is also the right side. So rightfully, I should have been 12-1 in college basketball. Let's see what we can do today. Shall we jump right into it, Jimmy the Bag?
Let's do it.
Okay, let's jump right into it. Let me just first let's get to a college basketball. Of course, there is a 6:30 Eastern time. College basketball game. Let me just pull this up here. Akron and Toledo. I was looking at that game. Jim has a pick on that one. I know he has a pick on it, and I was thinking maybe a shot with the over, maybe a shot with Toledo, and I was thinking about maybe the Toledo team total over might be great. What do you think here, Jim?
I'm on the over. I love it. Mm-hmm. The line has gotten a little bit, it's been bet up a bit.
Yeah.
Toledo has a lot of strength.
Mm-hmm.
They're led by 6'7" senior Trayshawn Fletcher, who averages 18.1 points, 8.4 boards, 3.6 assists. 6'11", 235-pound sophomore Luke Napke helps out inside. He averages 11.4 points, 6.1 boards. And the offense has found themselves with the addition of 6'6" senior Willie Jackson. Now, Akron is led by guards Malcolm DeVivier and Jamon Ivey, who are both very good distributors. They combine for just under 8 assists a game. Daniel Utomi leads the team offensively at 18 points, 6.8 boards. Both teams are very poor defensively, and I just think it's a great spot. I think there's going to be the pace is going to be fast. It's going to be a lot of shots being thrown up. I just think it's a really nice spot.
All right, sounds good. And the comments are cascading in all of them. Once again, the morning show. For anyone who missed it, people had a lot to say about my appearance. I didn't think it was that big of a deal. What's his name? Udam and Ratana Fakti also didn't think it was that big of a deal. But apparently everyone else thought it was that big of a deal. And the comments are cascading in. We will try to keep to the handicapping despite all the laughter that is cascading into our brains when we see these comments. And we will address some of the funniest ones. But all right, so Akron, Toledo, what do you want here, Jim?
I want the over. Now, Native Queen has just come in saying she loves Toledo first half.
Yeah.
And you like Toledo for the whole game. So that
and the first half as well. Yeah. All right, so you want the over. All right, so we can give you 154 minus 105. Oh, no, 153.5 at UWager. So Jim's going to take a Toledo over 153.5 minus 110 at UWager. I'm just wondering why this total isn't a little bit higher than I think it probably should be, right? What's coming in? What's so fun? What's coming in?
Pete looks like Pete Sampras fucked the Vietnam War. Pete's built like a lunch lady. Okay, let's get back.
I'm built like I look like Pete Sampras fucked the Vietnam War. Look, I'm having some problems in life right today. All right, yeah, it happens to everyone, right?
And you're a winner.
Yeah, exactly.
And winners can dress however the fuck they want.
Today I'm having some emotional problems, and I think it's reflected in my dress. So what, right? Is it such a big deal? Can we get back to handicapping here? All right.
Mr. Gogster, I love when we're on the same side. We do very well when we're together. Loves the over. Full game Toledo Akron. Native Queen, I was liking Akron team total under 72.
I'm built like the lunch lady. Unbelievable. All right, let's get back to a handicapping. Who is liking the Akron team total? Oh, he's liking the Akron team total. Yeah. All right. So I'm leaning. I don't know what to do here. I'm leaning. I think I might just take. I'm going to go to Heritage right now, and I'm going to take the team total over, which I did bet, which was 81. I'm liking Toledo. I'm liking the over. Both of them make me just a teeny bit nervous. I mean, I could easily give both of them, and I would be happy with that. But I'm just going to give the Toledo team total over. I don't usually give college basketball team totals here, but I will give that one, and it is still 81. So I will throw that one on there. Toledo team total over 81 minus 110. That's the line right now at Pinnacle. I mean, at Heritage, and you're taking the over on the full game at 153.5, Jim, right?
I am. Yeah, Lee Davis says 69% are on Toledo over, but the line has dropped from 155 to 153.5.
You know, it's a little bit of a healthy total. Akron might slow things down a little bit. I also do kind of like Toledo, and I like Native Queens. It's 4.5. There's no 4s. That line has also gone down a little bit. So, yeah, you know what? All those are nice leans. I'm going to stick with the Toledo team total over 81 minus 110. And, Jim, you're going to take the full game over 153.5 at UWager?
I am.
All right. Now let's move on to the rest of college basketball. Let's see. What's looking interesting here that I was thinking about? All right. The first thing I want to ask you about, Jimmy the Bag,
yes.
Is someone out for William & Mary? Because the total got bet down a little bit. The spread got bet up for Delaware a little bit. I was thinking William & Mary might be a play here. More than that, I was thinking maybe the over might be a play here. But the line makes me think someone might be out for William & Mary. Is someone out?
I've got the injury report right here, and there was nothing. Let me just double it up.
Yeah.
Yes, there's nothing here on the injury report for William & Mary. I know that Max really likes William & Mary here. He's got him at plus 2 and plus 2.5.
Really? Okay.
Yeah, he just thinks that their matchup situations that William & Mary can really take advantage of. And William & Mary is just a good shooting squad.
Yeah.
High field goal percentage, high three-point percentage, great foul line shooting, and he likes the spot. We just won with William & Mary. YYC golfers on them here as well.
Yeah.
I think
Did you look into this game?
Mr. Gogster took the money line on William & Mary. No, it was the last game, and so I sent a message to Max because it was 4:34 and I just wasn't going to get there in time. And but Lee Davis's line screams Delaware to me.
Yeah.
Because of this situation, I'm going to lay off the game just because I don't have a proper feel for why the line is where it's at. And it's not that I don't trust Max implicitly, because I do. I'm just going to stay off. Reggie's on Delaware here.
Maybe Reggie can tell us why, unless it's just because the line went. Because the line has gone up a little bit from 1.5 to 2, and also the total. It opened at 151, it went up, and then it was at 153.5. Now it's down a little bit to 151 or 151.5. Not sure why that would be. I was thinking about a shot with the over on that one as well. And let me see, the first half over on that one is 71 at Bookmaker. That's tempting to me. What?
That is low. Native Queen says yes. I like William & Mary for the game. James Ross says William & Mary is the play in capitals. Brian Watson says, I like William & Mary.
So why would the line be moving in Delaware's favor? All right. Again, I'm not exactly sure why this line is so low. If I eat a loss, I'll eat it, but I'm going to take the first half over on this one. It's just 71. William & Mary, Delaware, first half over 71 minus 110. That's the line right now at Bookmaker and Intertops and Bet365. All of them have 71 minus 110. First half over. I'll definitely take that one. I might add on William & Mary later on. And Jim, as of right now, you're going to pass?
At this point, I'm going to pass. Native Queen likes William & Mary first half. I would like to come back to it if we have time.
Okay, we'll come back to it. What else are you liking here, Jim?
I like a bunch, and I'm excited to get into this card. Very excited to get in this card. Why don't I start with North Carolina, Wilmington at Towson? I have the over. I got it. I wanted to make sure that I got it at 153.5. That Intertops, friend of the show, was giving us the opportunity for. After losing their first game of the season, Towson has won 10 straight. They have come crashing down to earth, and they're in the midst of a 4-game losing streak. They're led by 6'4" sophomore guard Zane Martin, who averaged 18.7 points per game. Towson is small and is led on the boards by 6'7", 230-pound sophomore Justin Gortham with just 5.5 rebounds a game. Their biggest player, 6'9", 265-pounder junior Alex Thompson, but he only plays 18 minutes a game, but he does pick up 4.7 boards. They are 77th in the nation, averaging 38.5 boards a game. They hit 38% of their threes, and they're up against this UNC Wilmington team that can't play any defense. They're 343rd in the nation, allowing 85 points a game. They're coming off that big 20-point win at home over Drexel, where Devontae Kaycock, and I had bet against them in this game. Devontae Kaycock had his 10th double-double of the year. He's averaging 18.1 points, 13.4 boards. I think Wilmington will keep the pace fast. I think Kaycock will have his way around the glass. I think there's going to be buckets. I can understand why people would want to be on Towson. I get it. They're a good team, and UNC Wilmington can't play defense. With all that considered, I really liked the over. It was a play that I had to get in before we got to the show.
And what line did you get?
I got 153.5.
Minus 110?
Yes.
All right, that's the best line we would be able to give you right now. So that is the same. Yeah, my lean on that game was to the over, and I had a slight lean to NC Wilmington, thinking they might have turned a little bit of a corner. But for whatever reason, I only made it like a third-tier play on the over. I'm not exactly, don't exactly remember why, but you can take 153.5 minus 110. And you don't think UNC Wilmington, after their big win last game, might have spurred them a little bit?
I do think that.
Yeah.
I do think that, and I want to see them against a better team than Drexel. But you're absolutely right, and maybe you're ahead of the curve here. I do think that. I really was impressed with their 20-point win over Drexel.
Yeah, I'm going to take that. Again, it might be a loser, but I'm up enough that I can eat it. Plus 10. It is down from 11. I'll take a plus 10. Good friend Intertops. Good friend Intertops of the show, offering 10 minus 110. Pinnacle has 10 minus 115. Intertops and Heritage both have 10 minus 110. So I'll throw on NC Wilmington plus 10 minus 110.
We have a first-time commenter. Rob G says, absolutely love the show. The commenters working together to get this cash. Watch the early show. Couldn't wait to watch this show.
There you go, Rob G. Thank you so
pal.
much. Short list for comment of the afternoon show. Comment of the day in the afternoon show. Thank you so much. Wow. Shooter214 says 63% on William and Mary, and yet the line is moving in Delaware's favor.
Yeah.
Interesting. Very interesting. Okay. All right. Let's see. What else do we have here? What else? Okay, so you just gave a pick. Now it's my turn to give one of my picks, right? Let's see. What was I thinking? A lot of things I was... All right, the first thing I was thinking about definitely was thinking about Northwestern getting 6 at Penn State. I know you looked into this game, Jimmy the Bag. Northwestern had their guard out last game, but now I believe he's back. He's back?
We don't have confirmation that he's back. It's a groin injury. And when he hurt himself... I thought, or sorry, is it knee? What do I have here? Sorry, let me just double check whether it's groin or knee.
So he's not back.
We don't know. We don't know. When he got hurt, it was thought that he was going to be out for a while. That's why I was expecting him not to play tonight. Yeah, it's his knee. Excuse me, I said groin. It's his knee. So when he got hurt, we thought he was going to be out for 4 or 5 weeks. I don't think he will play tonight, but I don't know if anybody's got. If anybody knows, but I don't think he's going to play tonight, and that's why I am on Penn State.
Okay.
And if he's Brady says if he's back, I'm taking Northwestern. Now it's a knee injury, and he's a fast-moving point guard, and that can get in his head. That can get in a young player's head. I am on Penn State, and I will break down this game
Go ahead.
while we talk about this because this was a game. Now it did feel funny taking Penn State at -6 and having confidence in it. You know, we know they're not. We know their history, but with Brian McIntosh questionable, Tony Carr will have his run of the game. And even if Brian McIntosh plays, Tony Carr is going to try to run him into the ground. That will be something that these are seniors. These are players who've been around the block and know what they're doing. Now, Derek Pardon, the center for Northwestern, is going to have his hands full with this Penn State front court. Again, it's a situation that I've been trying to take advantage of when there's 2 bigs against 1 big, 2 good bigs against 1 good big. I've been trying to take advantage of that all NCAA season. Derek Pardon, 6'8", 226-pound forward, averages 14.1 points, 6.8 boards, and now he's going against 2 guys. First off, he's going against Mike Watkins, who we know is a beast, 6'9", 254-pound forward. Derek Pardon. Well, Watkins is an absolute monster. I just think he's going to abuse the situation. Now let me. Why don't you take over for a second because I've got a mix-up in my notes here.
All right, yeah, I am looking for some. I'm looking at comments here. Kobe Snowden says he's playing, which I'm assuming that he wouldn't say that if he wasn't true. But that's a good point. Brooke Jordan says I like Northwestern. Luke Charleston says Loshak, I'm all over Northwestern tonight. They flat out win the game. Reggie says if he's back, I am taking Northwestern. Native Queen talking about the line movement that I mentioned before. We have seen line move before, and it don't mean shit. That's true. Although sometimes it does. The line movement in the Wisconsin Green Bay game was concerning to me. Yeah, look, William Mary might still be a great play despite the line movement. I'm just saying it's interesting to take note of. But again, Reggie likes if he's back, I'm taking Northwestern. Brooke Jordan saying I'm taking Northwestern. Lou Charleston all over Northwestern. Yeah. What if he's out? Would you like Northwestern anyway? Maybe. What do you think, Jim?
I think this is a good spot for Penn State. Straight up, I just think this is a good spot for them. I wish it wasn't 6 points, but I trust these two bigs. I think that Lamar Stevens and Mike Watkins will be able to run at Pardon all game long. Tony Carr knows what he's doing. This kid is a very good ball player. 18.7 points per game, 4.6 boards, 4.8 assists. If McIntosh is in the game, McIntosh better be ready to run. He better be ready to cut. I just think I'm trying to take advantage of a team that has two great senior guards and one is hurt.
Yeah. We can give you the bet online line, which is 5.5 minus 115. Penn State minus 5.5. I'm thinking about taking Northwestern on the plus 6.5 line currently at Bookmaker. I'm just trying to think about. So what if he's out? You don't think Northwestern can make up for it anyway with a little preparation?
I don't. I think they need these two senior guards. That's what makes this team special. They're lucky to have Pardon down the middle, but other than that, it's these two senior guards. They are the straw that stirs the drink. They are the machine. They're the fucking motor.
Right. Okay, Jimmy the Bag, you're going to take Penn State minus 5.5, minus 115, right?
I am.
All right, I'm going to think about what I want to do on this one. Let's move on to some other games here. Let's see. Okay, I guess let's talk about Wisconsin Rutgers. Rutgers was a 1.5-point dog. Now they're up to 3, and I took it when it went to 3.5. What do you think about maybe Rutgers as a sneaky play as a home dog, getting only 3?
I'll tell you a very interesting story about this game. I initially was on Wisconsin. Now let me break down the game and tell you what ended up happening. So Rutgers has lost 3 straight, coming off a 31-point embarrassment at Purdue. Their offensive numbers are terrible. They shoot 29% from 3, 61% from the stripe. They're led by 6'7" senior Deshaun Freeman's 8.2 boards a game. They're 5th in the nation in rebounding, 8th in scoring defense, allowing just 60.9 points per game. 7-foot, 270-pound junior Shaquille looked terrible against Purdue's bigs. Now, after winning 2 of 9 games, the Badgers have won 5 straight, punctuated by a 10-point win over Indiana on Thursday. After losing guards Demetric Trice and Kobe King to long-term injuries, they are desperately hoping Brevin Pritzel comes back after missing last game with a concussion. He's questionable tonight. The only holdover from last year's starting lineup, Ethan Happ, who we've talked about a lot on this show, was incredible against Indiana. 28 points, 9 boards, 4 assists, 4 steals, 2 blocks. Now, initially, I was on Wisconsin, and then I spoke with Max before the show started, and he is on Rutgers plus 3.5. He broke down why he's on it, and yesterday he talked me off of UTEP, and thank God he did. He saved me money, and when I trusted him talking me off of Wisconsin again. So he's on Rutgers now. Because I liked Wisconsin early, I'm not going to jump with Rutgers with you guys, but I understand. All
right, I'll throw that one on there as an official pick. I'm going to take the bookmaker line plus 3 minus 102. There are no 3.5s available. Plus 3 minus 102. The comments are of course cascading in, and we'll read after the college basketball segment. We'll do a quick read of the comments that are amusing us. I will take Rutgers plus 3 minus 102 as an official play. What else are you going to add on here, Jim?
I am taking Oakland. Now, already was just mentioned, someone thinks that Norse can upset them. The Norse are a very small team. They have a 7-footer who plays a couple minutes a game. They have an excellent point guard in senior Levon Holland, but Oakland has this 3-headed monster offensively. And when you're dealing with a team that has a strong point guard, Kendrick Nunn, Jalen Hayes, Martez Walker will be able to take care of business. I really like Oakland here at home, and I'm going to run with them. All
right, that's a split line, 2.5 or 3. UWager and Intertops have 2.5. Wait a minute, no, just UWager has 2.5. UWager and Bet365 have 2.5 minus 110. So we'll give you Oakland minus 2.5 minus 110. Sure. That line is clearly headed up. Oakland opened as a 1-point dog. All right, now let's look at some other games that I was thinking about. All right, here's one. I was thinking about the under in Fairfield Rider. Obviously, a Rider can be an explosively high-scoring team, but I'm looking at this game thinking that it might be a sneaky play to take a shot with the under. The Greek is still hanging a 155.5, so they have a lean to the over at 155, which is what most places have. But I'm going to take a shot with the under here. Fairfield Rider under 155.5. You have anything to say about that game, Jim?
No, I left the Fairfield Rider game off.
Okay, so I've just added that one. 155.5 minus 110 on the under Fairfield Rider. Why don't you hit us with a pick, Jim?
I am on Charleston this evening.
Okay.
Now, the Dragons have desperately missed Tremaine Isabel. He may be back tonight. But Charleston's won 9 of 10. Drexel looked awful against the Seahawks. We talked about that when we were talking about Wilmington. They were out-rebounded in that game 43-24, and Isabel's not going to help there. The Cougars, 6'10", 260-pound junior Nick Harris will do the same thing that Devontae Caycock did to them. Charleston is a different team now that they have 6'7", 250-pound Jarrett Brantley back. They've won all 4 games he's being back for. It took him a couple games to feel comfortable out there. He's averaged 25 points a game over the last 2. I think Charleston's in a really nice spot here, and I'm taking them.
All right, let me find the best line for that. People commenting on all these games here. Let me see. Charleston. The best line is, well, it's kind of all over the place. The best line would be at Bookmaker -4.5, -115. Jimmy the Bag taking Charleston. -4.5, -115. I actually took a shot with Drexel when it was 6.5. Why don't you think Drexel is that bad? You don't think that they might turn a little bit of a corner here, at least for this game? When they played the Philly teams, they played them kind of tight.
I understand, but what Caycock did to them, Nick Harris is going to do to them. Getting out rebound 43-24 is not having a bad game. That's being incapable of taking care of helping out misses. And there's going to be Charleston's playing good basketball right now. They've won 9 of 10, and Drexel looks bad. Now, if Tremaine Isabel comes back, then you got a great spot. Yes. I was also Native Queen likes Drexel first half.
I was thinking about maybe a shot with Drexel and maybe a shot with the under on that one. Now that it's all the way up to 139, but I think I'll hold off on that one. Now I'll go to a play that I was thinking about. I'm not totally sure. I understand that Manhattan can play some very slow down games at times, but this line, the total opened low at 139, and now it's down to 137.5 or 138. Not totally understanding that line move, and I was thinking about a shot with the over on that one. Did you look at that game, Jim?
Sorry.
What, funny shit? Oh, we got more comedians in chat? Let's see what
Aspire to Elate's donated $2 to get Pete a pint of blood. And then there was some, then Adam Lastman said, why waste good blood?
Oh, shit. People got comments here. Another guy said, I look like I just came from Vietnam. Yeah, thank you very much.
They also say that you look cold.
Cold. That's a compliment on the streets, Jim.
You're right.
You know what that means? That means I look cold. That means I look sharp and smooth and hip and funky and all that. All those street terms are all synonymous with cold.
Yeah, man.
Yeah.
Iced out, man. So sorry, what was the under?
White Guy Video Game says, look like you just got from Nam, Loshak. Yeah, man. Because it's 1, 2, 3. What are we fighting for, man?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, I would have made a good hippie, man, right?
Yeah.
All right, let's go back to handicapping here. All right, what do you want here, Jim?
You were saying an under, and I was reading about the blood.
King Rail says Pete Drexel fucking sucks. Yeah, I know they do. I certainly know they do. All right, what else do you want here?
But sorry, were you talking about an under that I missed?
I just gave Fairfield and Ryder under. Okay. Oh yeah, and then the Manhattan Monmouth game on the over. I was thinking about. What do you think about that game?
Yeah, I didn't get a chance to hit that game.
All right, I'll throw that one on there again. I'm not exactly sure what's up with the line movement, but I will take it. It's now down to 137.5 -110. That game could easily go under, but I think that the percentage play might be on the over. And at Pinnacle, it's now 137.5, and I will take that one on the over. 137.5 -110. All right, Jim, why don't you hit us with another play as well?
I am on now. There's been some back and forth about this game. I know this might not be the most popular play, but I'm taking Oregon State at home on the money line. Oregon State's length will make it very difficult on the Ducks' small front court. When we stopped together, we stopped that Ducks winning streak, home winning streak when we had Boise State. We did it because of their length. They have length at guard. They have length at forward. They were going to give Oregon problems. I believe Oregon State will do that same thing. I like fading the Ducks when they play teams with length. 6'7", 250-pound freshman, 215-pound freshman, Troy Brown leads the Ducks in rebounds. He will have a very difficult time with 6'8", sophomore Trey Trinkle, who averages 18.2 points, 6.8 boards, and 6'10", 250-pound junior Drew Eubanks, who averages 13.7 points, 6.6 boards. Eubanks and Trinkle will be on the floor all game long. The Oregon State also has 6'11", 255-pound junior Rakachevich. Now, he's questionable with the calf injury. He will be very useful tonight. Paul White, Victor Bailey, Roman Sorkin are all questionable for the Ducks. I think this is a good spot. I'm really looking forward to watching this game. I'm taking Oregon State at home On the money line.
All right, best line is plus 125 actually at the Greek and Intertop. So not a bad money line there considering the spread. Plus 125 money line Oregon
Mile
State.
high comes in. So we've got a couple, and I want to get back to what White Guy Video Games was saying about the Wisconsin game.
Yeah.
And I forgot that I missed it, but Mile high. Oregon team battling major flu bug. At least 2 players didn't practice all week. Mile high. That is a big thing, and that's why these 3 guys are all questionable. I like it. Thank you so much for that added information. That's a big deal. Now, going back to the Wisconsin Rutgers game, White Guy Video Games, remember, he goes to Wisconsin.
Yeah. Oh,
remember
okay.
He was helping us in when he was saying they're terrible, bet against him. He says they've turned a corner.
Wisconsin has.
Yes, and he believes in them, and this is a guy who is going to the school and really knows what's up. Wow.
Yes. That's not good to hear.
That's not good to hear. It's not good to hear, but I get it. It's a very it's a tricky game, the Wisconsin Rutgers game. And when I knew, and I'm happy now that I didn't send it in because I sent in my action before the show started, and to know that both you and Max are both on Rutgers. I'm out.
All right, I'm going to I made that one an official pick already, so I'm going to think about it a little bit more. Another total that I'm scratching my head at a little bit, which I might be on the wrong side, but I feel like I'm seeing a percentage play. Elon Northeastern, it did get bet up a little bit from 139 up to about 141, 140 and a half at Bet Online, but I was thinking that one might be also maybe worth a shot on the over. Did you look at that game at all, Jim? Elon Northeastern,
you didn't look at it. It was the last game. Both William and Mary and Elon. I was so angry that I didn't get to. They were playing. I planned to. I didn't get to him.
All right, so I might take the over or just the first half over. And you know what? I'll just take for now the first half over Northeastern. First half over at 66 market wide, but you wager at 65.5 minus 115. So I will take that one. Northeastern first half over 65.5 minus 115. I vaguely liking the full game over as well, but I'm not going to double up on that one. If the first half doesn't go over, I'm not going to want the full game over either. So I'll just take the first half over in Elon Northeastern. All right, Jimmy the Bag, why don't you hit us with another play if you got one?
You know what? Those are my official picks, but I do have other games capped. Why don't we talk about Wright State at Detroit?
Okay.
After losing the first 3 games of the year, Wright State has gone on a run. They've won 10-12. 6'9", 275-pound freshman Ludon Love is playing very well. He's a center, 9.3 points per game, 8.1 boards a game. Detroit Mercy is in the throes of a 9-game losing streak. 6'9" junior Cameron Chapman is having a big season for them, 18.3 points, 8.6 boards. I went over their roster, and I don't quite understand how they've lost 9 straight. They have just got Tariq Jones back 4 games ago, and he's helped. Came back from injury, but it's not been enough. They've lost 9 straight. My lean was Detroit at home, and when I studied it further, I was like, I can't trust this team, so I left the game alone.
Okay. Let me see if there's anything else that I was thinking about here. Just scanning over, I was thinking about Fairfield plus the points at Ryder. They're getting a 6 at the Greek. I was and 5.5 everywhere else. So I was definitely thinking about that. I was also thinking about maybe a shot with Quinnipiac as a home dog to a Canisius. You don't want to get into the situation where you start taking every home dog because there's the home dogs might overall hit 52 or 53% maybe, but you're not gonna you're gonna take your losers, and there are definitely some times when road favorites kind of have big value. But I was thinking that Quinnipiac, despite their recent struggles a little bit, and Canisius been playing well recently. Did you look at that game? Is there anyone out for Quinnipiac that I don't know about?
Oh, let me check right now. Now, correct me if I'm wrong. I believe Max just mentioned in the live chat when we got started that he was on Quinnipiac at home.
Okay.
No, they just have the same guys who've been out for a while. Kevin Marfo and Travis Atson have been out, since the 4th of December. So nothing new for Quinnipiac. And what line are you getting?
Well, it would be 3 or 3.5. So it's one of those home dog lines. Or if it was like 5.5, I would definitely jump on it. But
Max said I'm on Quinnipiac with about 15 exclamation marks.
Yeah. All right. So let me review the picks. Then I'll review my leans, and we'll review any game that we didn't that we want to discuss a little bit more, and then we will. We got some more comedians.
Says Pete is definitely the best capper in the shelter.
I was about to give him a clap and a comment. You can tell some of these people have been sitting there all day long thinking about lines and writing down lines all day long since the morning show. All right, not bad. These aren't all straight off the top of the head top. You know what I'm saying? These aren't straight from the dome for a lot of these lines, right?
That's my favorite one so far today.
Best capper in the shelter. Holy shit.
Definitely the best capper in the shelter.
I mean, I can do impressions of like homeless guys and drug addicts and shit like that. Sometimes when I'm at home, I watch like documentaries about drug addiction, and while I'm watching it, I start doing impressions of the drug addicts in the videos, and it's fun as hell. I can do that. All right, so let's. Oh, here we go. SBR Toledo say nope, off the dome. All right, SBR, hey, nice job. SBR Toledo's got some lines,
He's
got
really
some jokes.
funny.
He's not bad. He's got some comedy chops in there. All right, let's review the picks, and we'll review all the leans then after that.
Sure.
All right, let's see. Jimmy the Bag is given Oregon State money line plus 125, Charleston minus 4.5, the Toledo game over 153.5, Towson over 153.5, Penn State minus 5.5, and Oakland minus 2.5. And I have given a lot of picks here. Manhattan Monmouth over 137.5, Northwestern, the Northeastern game first half over 65.5 minus 115, Rutgers plus 3, NC Wilmington plus 10, Toledo team total over 81, Delaware William and Mary first half over 71, and the Fairfield Rider game under 155.5 minus 110. And some of the leans I was thinking about were, let's see, I was thinking about maybe a shot with James Madison plus 7.5. Not sure about that one though. William and Mary again plus 2 was definitely a lean. Let's see. Manhattan to hang close with Monmouth at plus 6.5 was also definitely a lean I was thinking about. Fairfield plus the points was definitely a lean I was thinking about. Quinnipiac plus the points and a slight lean to the under were also leans. Northwestern, obviously a lean. Let's see. And that's about it, I guess, as far as leans are concerned. Maybe I'll throw on Fairfield here. I know Maxwell Smart said he likes Fairfield, right? Yeah, he definitely wrote that one at one point. Okay. All right, I will throw that one on there. I don't really want to double up on it. I'm thinking maybe they might be a better bet in the first half, though. But I will take I'll take Fairfield plus 6. Fairfield plus 6 minus 110. That's the current line at the Greek. Everyone else has 5.5 plus 6 minus 110. Again, other leans that I had, the Niagara game, Siena game makes me nervous. I'm going to stay off of that one. Actually, now the line movement is coming in favor of Niagara. I'm thinking Niagara might be the play there just based on the line movement that I'm seeing. The Elon Northeastern game, slight lean to Elon. Let's see what else we got here as far as leans are concerned. Slight lean to Manhattan, maybe plus the points against Monmouth. The Northwestern game, I guess I will leave that one alone. You really like Penn State here, Jim, and you did your research for sure. Yes,
I do, yes. But I'm just saying that McIntosh has a knee injury. Even if he plays, it's going to be in his head. Yeah. And then Quinnipiac as a home dog, that's tempting. They're only getting 3.5, but Maxwell Smart likes it. He's definitely knows his shit. Is he still hot in college basketball? Well, he didn't have a huge day yesterday,
but a winning day in general.
Yes, and he was on Tulane plus 9. And he's
I was on Tulane on the second half on that one for sure. Let's see. Okay. I will Quinnipiac plus 3.5 minus 110. All right, I'll throw that one on there as well. What the hell? Quinnipiac plus 3.5 minus 110. I will throw that one on there as well. Let me just quickly check about any of these games that I might want to double up on, because yesterday if I usually double up on a lot of the games that I like. Should have doubled up on like Wisconsin on Youngstown State and a bunch of other games that all cash in the first half as well. Let me just quickly scan over these picks and then we will move on. Let's see. Well, I guess they're all 7 o'clock games though. That's the problem. Shit. Yeah. All right. You know what? I won't double up on any of these. The Fairfield game I really want to double up on. I think they're going to be able to. All right, I'll take that one. I will double up on that one just because I'm seeing now a 3.5 minus 118. It's 3 most places, but I will take the Fairfield first half line plus 3.5 minus 118, and that is at Ryder. Fairfield at Ryder plus 3.5 minus 118. Jimmy the Bag, anything you want to mention from all this stuff?
Dom Ricci says I follow Ryder. He gave them a bunch of cash for his daughter's degree. And he says they've always been a good defensive team.
Yes.
He likes the under.
I took the under. Yeah. Yes, that's right. And I was also thinking about the first half under on that one. And let me look at that one. You know what? I'm going to give the first half. I am going to double up on that one. Thank you for reminding me about that. And I already gave the full game under at 155.5. And I am also going to give the first half under at 73.5. First half under 73.5. Fairfield and Ryder minus 110 across the board. First half under 73.5. So he likes. And I think that more likely than not, I'll cash either the full game or the first half on those Fairfield plays as well. Thank you very much for that. I love info from people who either go to the schools or alumni of the schools or give money to the schools or whatever. People who follow schools like that. Those are probably the most valuable handicapping opinions in the world, including the opinions of the modelers. You know what I mean?
Yeah, absolutely. And Ayushia does mention that he did push us late, especially me, to take Wichita State once we found out that Brady wasn't playing.
Yeah.
So a big thank you, Ayushia. I needed it. I'm not, unlike Pete, I'm not up giant units, 30 some odd units. I'm only up a few, and I desperately need them. So thank you so much, Ayushia.
In retrospect, that was a great call. I wound up on the first half on that one over, which of course cashed easily, but we did leave money on the table, just not grabbing Northwestern on that one for sure. All right, I'm just scanning these games. Well, I guess we can come back to them later. Let's move on, Jim. All right, once again, let's just quickly review all the picks we've given. Sure. Jim has given Oregon State money line plus 125, Charleston minus 4.5, Toledo over 153.5, Towson over 153.5, Penn State minus 5.5, and Oakland minus 2.5. My picks: Quinnipiac plus 3.5, the Monmouth game over 137.5, Rutgers plus 3, Fairfield first half plus 3.5 minus 118 and plus 6, Northeastern game over 65.5 on the first half minus 115, Toledo team total over 81, Delaware William and Mary first half over 71, the Fairfield game first half under 73.5, and the full game under 155.5, and NC Wilmington plus 10. And those are all the picks that I've given officially. All right, so now let's move on to the next segment, which will be NHL. Let's see what. Let me remind myself of the NHL picks we gave. The big pick that I gave was I'm jumping on that. I'm jumping on the fade train of Vegas, which might not have even left the station if it is in fact a train. But they did lose one game in a row, and I'm thinking that tonight they lose a second game in a row. What do you think about that one, Jim?
I like it. I like it, but I couldn't pull the trigger on it,
right.
And. But it makes sense to me. What's the line movement being?
There's been some money coming in on Chicago. When I gave that one in the morning, and when I bet it, the best line was 117 at Bookmaker, and now that line is up into the minus 120s and the low 130s even at Bookmaker. It went from minus 117 at Bookmaker all the way up to minus 133. The Greek has minus 125 still, but a clear, modest line move in favor of Chicago, despite how awesome Vegas has been this year.
Yeah, no, I completely understand the move. I was talking about finding the right time to fade Vegas, and I'm just a little gun shy, and they proved me wrong a few times. To be honest with you, I don't know if Jeff Glass has the skills to be a goaltender in the NHL. I know that the dressing room's behind him, and it's a feel-good story and all that stuff, but...
So what do you think about the over in that one then?
Well, I think you're right that Vegas is going to stop scoring the way they have. I know that both those things are anti-correlated, but I don't really trust Jeff Glass, and I don't trust Vegas's offense. I think it's the time to bet on Chicago because Taves is starting to play like the Taves that we remember. If I was going to make a move, I would take the Blackhawks, and I just can't do that with confidence right now. But that would be my lean as the Blackhawks.
Great comment here from White Guy Video Games. He says, I'm an Islanders fan, ... We are awful. Should not be favored at this point. Lots of value on Pitt. And that was, in fact, one of Jimmy the Bag's picks. He took Pittsburgh. At the time, it was plus 102. And now it is, let me find if it has moved at all. No, actually, BetOnline is plus 103. So it has not moved at all. Well, no, it hasn't moved at all. Pinnacle has plus 100. So it hasn't moved at all. But huge value on Pittsburgh. Really, even though the Islanders are at home, but the Islanders have been great at home.
Yeah, but their goaltending is terrible. There was commenters saying that, well, Halak is much better than Grice. It doesn't matter. They're both bad. The key here, and I tried to make it a big deal on the early show, anytime a team has two of their top four defensemen out, fade them. If we do that all the time, I promise, I guarantee you that we'll make money in the long run.
And Pittsburgh has turned a little bit of a corner, you think?
No. They lost 4-0, and they looked very bad against Carolina. But this is a dressing room that doesn't allow these things to continue. Crosby doesn't have a goal in 8 games. He's 3 assists over that period. I just think that I just trust that the Pittsburgh Penguins team will figure this shit out. Also, I believed that getting back Schultz and Letang was going to be a big difference maker. Maybe they needed a couple games to get rolling.
You know what? I will tell you on this one, Jimmy the Bag. And White Guy Video Games, I will take Pittsburgh on the -1 line. The money line part of that is +103, and the alternative puck line at Pinnacle right now is +272. So I will quickly figure out what that line is with my little handy little -1 calculator here. That line for Pittsburgh -1 will give me +189. So I'm taking Pittsburgh -1, +189, money line +103, and the puck line +272.
A great stat here by Billy T says Pittsburgh 7-2 after a loss by 2 goals or more in their previous game. 14-5 after allowing 4 goals or more.
James Vegas says, bang on Jimmy. Glass is a nice story, but he hasn't been in the NHL all this time for a reason. Bet Vegas. And what do you think about the over in that game, Jimmy the Bag?
Well, I don't think Vegas is going to keep scoring. But our buddy Udon Porn Ratanafaki says that the line's moved to 5.5 now. But King Rail says I'm hammering the under in the Knights game. I just feel like this is a tricky spot, and I'm going to leave it alone. But I can understand taking Chicago, and I can understand fading Glass. I know these are anti-correlated, and that's why I'm staying off the game.
Okay. And the Buffalo-Winnipeg game, I took the first period over on the full game over. That line has not moved at all. The Pittsburgh Islanders game, wow. The total in that one is now up to 6.5, -113.
6.5
At
now?
a favorite line on the over. It's up to Pinnacle has 6.5, -113 to the over, and the Greek has 6.5, -115 to the over. The under right now at Pinnacle and Bet Online is 6.5 +102.
Oh, that's something that I've got to take the under on.
You sure? I mean, there's a reason the line is exploding, Jim.
Yes, and I don't think Pittsburgh's going to open it up tonight. And when Bailey and Eberle fought, they didn't fight each other, obviously, but when they fought after Anders Lee got destroyed by Couturier, that's something that brings dressing rooms together. When dressing rooms come together, that doesn't mean more offense. I think that means tighter defense. I think that means tougher forecheck. Let me just look at this. This is unbelievable.
Okay.
6.5.
6.5 +102, Jim. And did you look at the Florida-Detroit game at all? Do you have any opinions on that?
I looked at it very much. And I was, okay, well, first off, I am taking under 6.5 in that game.
You sure?
That's a spot I won't let go.
Okay. New York Islanders under 6.5 +102 is the current line at Pinnacle on that one, and Bet Online and sportsbetting.ag. 6.5 +102, and 5 dimes even as +105. We don't use 5 dimes lines because it's not a market line, but if you have 5 dimes, you absolutely should use it, and Bet 105 there. Okay, Jimmy the Bag.
That's a spot that I'm not going to let go without me hammering.
And I was thinking about unders in the Florida-Detroit game. I didn't give them as picks. What do you have to say about that one, if anything?
I have a lot to say. I've been very impressed. The Red Wings are playing the best hockey that they probably played in at least. They haven't had a 3-game winning streak since almost 365 days ago. They haven't had a 4-game home winning streak since October of 2016. Now, is it confirmed that Harry Sateri is in the game? I didn't check if that. Let me just check if that's confirmed.
Okay, and I will quickly scan some comments for possible sports betting value insights here. Let's see. King Rail says, I fucking know my NBA, but watching this show has helped me a lot in NHL. I'm way better NHL capper. Thanks, at Pete and Jimmy. Thank you so much for that great comment, King Rail. Thank you very much. You see, there you go. Now that was a comment. That was a comment that didn't have to do with handicapping. That wasn't slamming my appearance. Thank you so much, King Rail. Really appreciate that. King
No,
Rail.
Reimer is confirmed.
Okay.
That's a good thing. I think that helps the under. I clearly see why you like the under there.
Yeah.
It makes total sense. Let's just see. And the Panthers, if you just put a line through that 5-1 game against Minnesota, they allowed just 6 goals over their 5 previous games. What line are you getting? Has it changed?
For the under?
Yeah.
No, it's about the same. Actually, Bookmaker would have -105. I was thinking about the first period under, which is a standard line there. What do you think, Jim? You think
you're on the full game under, right? Is that right?
I didn't give a pick at all on that one. I was thinking about it. It was leans.
Yeah, that makes sense. That makes sense. The under makes sense, and I've already got the Sharks Senators under, and does this game start at 7?
Yes. No, 7:30.
Okay, good. Okay, then I can actually.
Tough one there.
It's a tough one.
Tough one there. All right, I will throw it on the first period under -105. I'm going to take the first period under on that one. If Reimer is okay, I think he'll probably have a strong first period. So I'm taking the Florida-Detroit game, first period under 1.5, -105. That's the line right now at BetOnline and Intertops. Thank you so much, Intertops, friend of the show, for offering us the best line on the first period under on Florida-Detroit. The full game under I would have a lean to as well, but I just don't want to be in that situation where a lot of second period goals are scored, or it's a 3-2 game that goes over with an empty netter. So I'm just going to take the first period under on that one, Jim. Okay.
And I remember you had the under last time. I believe you had the under last time these two teams played. It was a 2-1 game. I had the Panthers. The Red Wings won 2-1, and then the Panthers ended up winning the next two games on that 3-game road trip.
All right, and let's move on to NBA. But first, is there anything else you want to add or comment on? And then let's move on to NBA.
No, I think. I'm not going to let 6.5s go by like that. I'm happy that I hit that. White Guy Video Games has a great point. That Pitt power play against New York Islanders penalty kill is such a mismatch. We know how bad this Islanders penalty kill is. I suspect watching these two flashy goal scorers fight is going to tighten everything up in this game. And I also suspect that after the Penguins allowed 4 goals, they're not going to allow as many goals. And Tristan Jarry could take over the #1 goalie duties. That's how bad Matt Murray's playing. I'm pretty excited about it.
Okay, so let's move on again. Jimmy the Bag has added the under 6.5 +102 in the Islanders game. I added the Detroit game first period under and Pittsburgh -1 at about +189. All right, so now let's move on to an NBA. Obviously, a huge NBA card. Once again, the picks that Jimmy and I gave in the morning show on NBA were, let me find it. I gave Memphis +5, the Memphis team total over 100.5, Atlanta +7, Miami -5, Chicago Dallas under 108.5, Milwaukee team total over 108.5, and Toronto Milwaukee first half over 109.5. And Jim gave Atlanta +7, the Atlanta game under 207, Charlotte -2.5, Memphis on the money line +170, the Memphis game over 205.5, Miami -5, Minnesota Boston under 207, and Milwaukee on the money line +105. Milwaukee is now a small favorite over Toronto, so that's certainly interesting and encouraging for you, Jimmy the Bag. Anything else you want to add, take away, or comment on here?
I feel pretty good about this card. I stayed away from Bulls Mavericks. Mark Lathrop has got the over in the Bulls Mavericks. He was surprised that I didn't want that as well. You had mentioned that.
I took the under.
Oh, you'd mentioned the under. Okay.
Yeah, I gave the under as an official play. I wanted to give it at 212.5, but I decided just to give the first period under, and that line is now down to 210.5. Heritage has 209.5, so clearly some money coming in on the under in this one. The official pick that I did give was on the first half under, which was 108.5, and oh wow, Heritage still has 109. So the full game total is crashing, but the first half total has not moved at all. Jimmy the Bag, interesting, very interesting,
very interesting,
yeah.
And I know I talked about the Spurs game. Reggie comes in with a great note. Aldridge is not playing this evening, so that's why the line. I would be shocked if the line didn't change in a big way. Did it not?
The Spurs game? Yeah. Let's see. Let me see what the line is right now. The Spurs game. The Spurs, they opened at 12. Nope, it's actually gone up. It's now 12.5 at BetOnline. It opened at 12 on the overnight and is still solidly at 12 right now.
Wow, don't you think that the Suns could cover 12.5 with
maybe? I mean, it's just the Spurs have just such a friggin' system that, when one of these guys sits out, it's like it's planned for. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I mean, I get it, but Devin Booker's 4th in the league in road scoring. I mean, that's a lot of points. I just want to...
All right, so while you look at that, I will discuss the leans that I was thinking about throwing on there. I was definitely throwing on Atlanta on the first half as well. I was thinking, I'm liking fading, even though Lillard is back. Sometimes when the stars come back, they don't get a big boost. Sometimes they get overvalued, and maybe just the way Atlanta, lost that last game the way Atlanta came back on that last game will buoy them a little bit. I mean, lost the last game. Sorry about that.
I like Atlanta in this situation, and the main thing is I do not see a healthy Lillard out there. He's clearly hurting. He says the calf muscle, it was just a cramp, and again, that could be just for being dehydrated. I think it's because when you have a groin injury, you start using your legs differently, and that's why the calf got busted up. He's just not healthy, and I like Atlanta here. I think it's a good spot.
Plays I was thinking about the Atlanta team total over, even though Jim likes you like the under on that game, right?
Yes, I have the under. I got under 207.
So you don't think that, but you like Atlanta too. So you don't think it's because Atlanta's going to come in here and put up a bunch of points and get it that way.
We just see the Blazers slow the game down, and if Lillard is hurting, he'll slow it down even more.
All right, so my lean was Atlanta first half as well to double up on it. +7, Native Queen. Definitely liked Atlanta first half as well. And I was also thinking about the Chicago-Dallas full game under at 212.5, which is long gone. I was also thinking Chicago once again, maybe getting a little bit disrespected as a dog. So I was thinking about Chicago +5, and that's about it as far as the plays that are in my leans category. You know what? I will double up on this one. If I eat 2 losses, that's fine. But I will double up on Atlanta. I will take the first half. Hopefully 4 is still available. Yes, 4 -115 at Bookmaker, Bet Online, and a whole bunch of other places. I will double up on Atlanta. Hawks, first half, +4, -115. And, as far as the full game total in the Chicago-Dallas game, the best line available right now would be at the Greek at 211. I could have had 212.5. Well, I bet it at 212.5, but as far as a pick, I only gave the first half. And that first half has not moved, but I'm thinking about doubling up on this one as well, taking the 211 at the Greek. But Mark Lathrop really likes the over. Why is that?
It wasn't enough for me to take it. I felt so betwixt and in between. These are 2 teams that I've been riding, and now they're going up against each other. I like the way they're both playing. I know the Bulls have lost 3 straight and have not been able to finish games. I don't know. I never can tell really. Even though I've been doing well with the Mavs, it's with taking the side, not the total. I never really know when the Mavericks are going to slow it down and speed it up. We just watched them put up 122 points against Golden State.
On the other hand, the first half over that I gave in Toronto-Milwaukee, I gave that one at 109.5. That is now crashed. That is now a 108.5 at BetOnline, sportsbetting.ag. A few other places have 109, so that's not a great sign, but I guess I'm okay with it. I mean, Milwaukee, that one's, if they speed it up, it should cover. You know what? I made a decision. I'm going to double up on the Dallas game too. I'm going to take the under 211 at the Greek. I am going to take the Dallas game. Full game under 211 -110. Again, it was a lean in the morning show and it was 212.5. It's now down to 210.5 or 210 or 209.5. The Greek still has 211, so I'll add that one on there. Chicago Dallas under 211 -110, going directly against Mark Lathrop. I'm taking the first half under and the full game under. I doubled up on that one. Double up on Atlanta. Anything else you want to add here, Jim?
No, I like where we stand. I love fading the Lakers. They're a big part of the success I've had over the last few weeks. I think that's a really nice spot. I'm very excited about the Grizzlies. I've got them on the money line at +170. It might be another spot where they lose by 3 or 4, and I take it in the bottom mouth, but I'm comfortable in the situation. I love the over 205.5. I'm curious if that line has moved, but I love the over at 205.5.
In the Washington game. Let's quickly check it. Actually, that line has gone down a teeny bit. It's now down to 204.5 at Pinnacle. A little bit of a line move towards the under. That is a game where I took the Memphis team total over. Again, I can understand why that line would go down because Memphis has such a strong under trend on the year at home. Washington has such a strong under trend on the year on the road, and so I'm sure that people are looking at that and thinking that is significant, which it might be, but I'm just saying that explains it.
Yeah. No, I'm comfortable with my spot, and I'm looking forward to hear your NFL plays. I'm very excited.
All right, so let's get to some comments very, very quickly about all this stuff. Let's see. Tomori says, Bulls have lost 3 straight, but all to good teams. I don't bet them on the road, but I think Dallas is a team you bet as a dog, not a favorite. I agree with that one. And then some other comments on that total. Let's see. Isan Zolfagari saying, look how these teams are playing, and look at the low total. If this was 220, take the under, but it's 211. Yes, Isan Zolfagari. Then why do you think the total's gotten bet down? Probably for the same reasons that I'm thinking about, right? JP Fahey, Bulls averaged 115 points last 3. Mavs averaged 120 in the last 3. Yes, and everyone knows that. Hammer the over. Both teams are terrible on D. That's true. Why do you think the line has gotten bet down then? For a reason, right? Yep. You know what I'm saying? Like, there's a reason. You know what I'm saying? Like if you see a really hot broad and she's like, smart and everything, and she's single, there's a reason, right? You know what I'm saying, right? So if you see a total like this with these 2 teams averaging 115 points in their last 3 games each, the total is low and gets bet down. There's a reason, right? You know what I'm saying? There's a reason. I think I'm seeing the reason, and I'm on the under, although easily I could be totally wrong here, and I could eat 2 losses there. But again, Isan also, Zolfagari, Pete, do not take that under in Bulls Dallas, okay? Let's see.
I really like my spot with the Heat. I've been saying for 2 weeks, the stories come out over the last few days, but I've been saying for 2 weeks how bad Porzingis is playing.
Yeah.
And by him saying I'm so tired right now, man, I like the spot a lot. Kelly Olynyk is playing well. Dragic has scored 49 points over his last 2 games. James Johnson is one tough guy, and he looked great coming back. I think that's a great spot for the Heat. I'm very comfortable in it. And when I'm saying that, I'm also looking at King Rail and Udon Pornratnafakti on the Knicks +6, and that worries me. I think you guys are great cappers, and I don't like being on the other side of you. But I'm comfortable.
Wow, clear line move in favor of Miami, though. We got it at 5 in the morning. It's now up to 5.5 or 6 market wide. No 5.5s at all. So that's an interesting line move there. Again, Milwaukee now a favorite. They were a dog in the morning show. Other line moves of note, nothing really. A little bit of money coming out of Lakers. Jim, you gave Charlotte -2.5. That's now down to 2 or 1.5 at Bookmaker. You know, we'll see. The tip-off is still hours away, but that's certainly interesting.
I'm not going to have a chance to fade the Lakers too much longer, and this might be my last time. And we know that Lopez is a very important, he's a key cog in the middle, and, you know, he's going to get healthier. If he can start playing 35-plus minutes, I'll have to leave the game alone. Kuzma will get healthy. Lonzo Ball will be back, and I'll stop. And
before we get to the NFL segment, just one quick final thought. Chicago, it's down to 4.5 or 4. You're still hanging +5. Why would you not take Chicago here, Jim? Why?
I just love the way the Mavs are playing right now. I just love the way they're playing, and I've trusted them, and they've helped me build back, and I just really like it now. Both of these point guards I've been so impressed with. Chris Dunn on Chicago, Dennis Smith Jr. since he's come back from the injury. As I said earlier, the Mavs had 7 guys in double figures. Second time in the last 3 games they've done that. They only did that 3 times all of last year. Like I said earlier in the year, Carlisle figures out how to get wins from bad teams, and they're not that bad, but he's figured them out. They started out 1-12, 2-12, and he's figured them out. I like both teams. And I'm staying away from it.
Uncrocked62 says it's the Ital Lion Santa look. LOL. Yes, I. One love, Uncrocked62. All right, let's move on to. I guess that's about it. All right. So once again, in the NBA, I have added Atlanta first half +4 -115. That is a pick endorsed and also being bet on by Native Queen. In the NBA, and what else did I take? And I also took the full game under on the Dallas game 211 -110. Once again, the theme of today's show. The theme of today's show is if you see a game like that and the line is where it is and it moves how it does, there's a reason. You know what I'm saying? This shit does not happen on air. There's a reason for that. Hopefully I am on the right side there, although of course if both teams put up 115, that would be, not unexpected, and I'll eat 2 losses there. And in the NBA, Jimmy the Bag, what did you add? You didn't add anything in the NBA,
Nothing.
did you? Nothing. All right, so I just added Atlanta first half +4 -115 and the full game Dallas under 211, and I guess that was it. All right, let's move on to NFL.
Ooh, I'm excited.
All right, let's see. Jimmy the Bag, we got 4 interesting games, of course, 4 big home favorites here. Tennessee and KC. KC turned a little bit of a corner at the end of the year, right? And in the beginning of the year, they were slumping a little bit, but their defense started to play a lot better. I'm sorry, KC. KC turned the corner. Yep. Tennessee, game is predicated on the run game. Marcus Mariota, very talented, but so is everyone else in the NFL. Not quite able to do it all by himself yet. He's not quite Aaron Rodgers, I don't think. They're getting a ton of points here. I was thinking maybe a shot with the under. You have anything to say about that one, Jim?
I do. My lean is definitely under. But at this point, I have 2 official picks, and I was concerned about making this an official pick. Yes, I like the under, and I like the Titans to cover and the Chiefs to win. In saying all that, there was 2 plays I really liked. To hear that you're on the under,
yes,
makes me want to pull the trigger on it.
Yes,
are you going to pull the trigger on it?
Yes, I will. And also, by the way, hey Larry, do you have the NFL records there by any chance? You can? Can you throw them up? Check this shit out, everyone. Check out the NFL records that we got going on here.
Well, first off, let me give a big shout out and respect to the legend beside me. 7th place.
Oh, yeah. That's
in the Beat the Bag competition out of 632 SBR pros, 7th place.
That's right. I cashed out $0 as a reward for that. But I
ended up 75th place, so only 74 people beat the bag. And
I was one of them. Yeah, 6 people beat me. I mean, that contest, it was a great contest, but because of the way it's structured with the top plays being 3 units, there's so much, volatility with that. And basically, you can be guaranteed that everyone in the top, there's no way to even get into the top 25 without having a luckily strong record with your 3-unit plays. You know what I'm saying?
Ian, who came in 2nd place, Crazy Parlay King, went 14-2.
Yeah, exactly.
On his best bet.
And even beyond that, just to make the top 25 or the top 50, you pretty much have to have like a 65% hit rate on your 3-unit plays, basically. You know what I mean? Because with that many competitors, someone's going to have those kinds of hit rates, and those people are all going to be boosted up to the top. So anyway, in the picks we've given in these shows, I am 21-12 in the NFL plus 7.5 units, and Jim was 37-29 in the NFL plus 6 units. And you know what? I will throw on the under as an official play here on that one, and I am going to take. The only reason I'm doing this is because Heritage has 45, everyone else has 44.5. I like it at 44.5 anyway. It is headed up a little bit, but I will take the KC under 45 minus 110. Pinnacle has 44.5 plus 102, so you could buy up to 45, not relatively cheaply there. But I will take the under 45 minus 110 on this one as an official play in the NFL. Tennessee and KC. Jimmy the Bag, you want to make an official play here?
I do, and before I do, I just want to say a comment that just warms my heart. Man, this is King Rail says, a man with a newborn baby, expensive wife, and a dick for a boss. This show makes my day. I feel like we are all family. Don't know any of you, but love you all.
That's awesome. How does King Rail know that that's what your life situation is? It's crazy.
Not my life
it's
situation.
Not? No?
No, it's his life situation.
Oh, he's talking about himself?
Yeah.
Oh. Are you sure? Are you sure? King Rail, were you talking about yourself? I think you're talking about Jim. Jim has a newborn baby, an expensive wife, a dick for a boss. Is that not you?
No.
Oh.
No, but King Rail, I love you too, man, and all you guys on the live chat. I love you guys all so much, man. This is it means so much to me. And yes, I will make the under 45 an official pick.
Okay, under 45 minus 110. No, seriously, King Rail, thank you so much. King Rail often with awesome comments. King Rail's made many comment of the day contender comments over the months. Really appreciate it. And there's another one. Thank you so much. Look at that shit. Take it seriously. This show makes my day. There you go. This show, that comment, man, those comments make my life. Jimmy Bag, you know that. Those comments make my life. All right, so let's see. KC under 45 minus 110, and you're taking the under 45 as well.
Is your lean towards the Titans covering this big spread?
I mean, I don't. It can be tricky with some of these big underdogs in the wild card round. It's just that KC's starting to look. KC has weapons on offense. Their defense starting to get better. They're they're starting to get stronger. You know what I'm saying?
Up this Titans team.
Yeah.
Because I thought the Chargers were a very good football team, and what the Chiefs did to them, I believe they beat them 30-17 or 37, might even be 30-13, but they looked very good. They looked very good those last 3 games of the year. I believe now the Titans have a strong run defense. They're 4th in the league, and their pass defense is 25th. But I think that it'll be Kareem Hunt to set up the pass. Right. As soon as you hammer Kareem Hunt over and over and over again, then you get to your play actions. Mariota has the worst numbers of any QB in the playoffs. He's looked hurt all year long. I understand. Let's see. Tomora is a great football capper, a great capper all around. Says Andy Reid is very conservative with the lead. I think the Titans will want to run the ball and keep KC's offense off the field. Lean under. Yeah, I'm on the under on that one. I actually bet this one, and the spread is just tricky because KC, when their defense starts to become, better and better, and they have those weapons on offense. Kareem Hunt obviously is a ferocious weapon when he's on. So I'm staying off of that one. Yeah, and also, who else is there's an injury for the Titans.
Tennessee? Yes.
They're going to have to go with Derrick Henry.
Yeah, right.
But, I was talking to a couple guys, and they were saying that's probably what they would have done anyways.
Right.
In this situation,
Yeah.
Derrick Henry would have been the #1 running back.
All right, so let's move on. Next game, Atlanta and the Rams. This is an interesting one. Obviously, the Rams are awesome. Atlanta obviously is who they are. Rams kind of getting a lot of respect here, over Atlanta. I mean, the Rams are a good team, but Atlanta, man, giving them 6 points is actually down. I previewed this game earlier in the weekend. It was 6.5 across the board, and we predicted in that video that the line was likely to go down, and it has. It's now down to 5.5. Heritage still holding 6. This is an interesting one, Jim. You want to make a pick on this one?
I do. I think this will turn into a shootout. This is an official pick that I'm quite confident in. I am taking the over. I know that the line has gone down a little bit. According to SBR's page, they said it opened at 50. I didn't realize it opened at 50.
Well, that was an early line at Pinnacle. Let me see. It was a very, very early line. Yeah. So just to tell you, the line opened at 9:01 p.m. at 50, and by 9:01 p.m. it had already dropped an entire point. So obviously some big, huge money. But that was early at Pinnacle at 50, and then by 9:02 it was 48.5, and then by so it dropped a point and a half. But that's just an opening line. You know what I mean?
Yeah. It did concern me that it had gone down, but I see a shootout here. Yes, the Falcons struggled their way through the season. They played uninspiring football. The Rams are coming in loose. They're fired up. Rams have the 10th best passing offense, 8th best rushing offense, and Gurley is well rested. Atlanta's the 8th best passing offense, 13th best rushing offense. I just see this game turning into a shootout.
Okay.
I really like it.
Okay, so right now the best line, it's 48 across the board. Pinnacle has -105, so we'll give you that one. Over 48, -105. I have no opinion on this game as of yet. Then Buffalo, Jacksonville, that's an interesting one. What do you think about that one, Jim?
I will get into that as soon as I mention that Aspire to Elate, who's been so funny today, also just wrote, Peter, my favorite capper of all time.
Oh, my God. Is that a joke? Is that another joke that this guy's fucking... No.
I know Aspire to Elate. He loves you,
Is he
man.
being sarcastic there? Because
not.
people have trapped me with that before.
He's not being sarcastic.
Okay, thank you so much, Aspire Spirit to Elate. Thank you so much, my favorite capper of all time. Thank you so much, Spirit to Elate. Commenter of the week. He gets it.
You also are my favorite capper of all time.
Thank you very much.
To God,
all this shit is making my fucking week.
I'm not just saying that. You are my favorite capper of all time.
I'm going to be mentally healthy till Sunday afternoon now from all these comments. Thank you so much, everyone.
I am so honored to get to sit beside you, and I enjoy it so much. And my capping has gotten so much better with this opportunity. And I know that people would pay so much money to get to sit here beside you for 2 hours. Oh, yeah. Absolutely.
Well, why don't we do that? Why don't we have a little fund where I can make a little cash here and there, and people get to sit next to me in these shows, and I'll charge them $10 a show. What do you think?
Oh, I think people would pay a lot more than
$50 a show? Yeah, that might not be bad. You know my story. One day I will tell a story that I've been referring to in many. It'll blow people's minds. It will blow. There's one story that I have not told that will blow people's minds. All right, let's get back to of my life here in Costa Rica. All right, let's get back to handicapping.
He says it again though. Best capper ever. You are a number genius.
There we go. Thank you so much, Aspire to Elate. All right, let's see.
Okay,
go ahead.
McCoy, it's all about McCoy, right? So supposedly he saunters onto the practice field, and he can't get through the stretches. He doesn't get through warm-ups. He says he's going to play. He's clearly not going to be at 100%. I just feel like this Bills team is useless without him. But Bortles can find a way to lose games.
Yes.
Jacksonville just aren't a dominating team. We all saw what the 49ers did to them. They tore them completely apart. This defense that we talked so much about, this front seven, Calais Campbell going for Defensive Player of the Year. Jimmy G and a poor set of receivers destroyed this team. Now, in saying all that...
Is Bortles like the new Jay Cutler, where you just auto-fade him anytime he's a favorite of over a touchdown?
That's such an interesting situation, because that worked so well for you this year.
Yeah.
When you had him, when you had Cutler against the Patriots, that's one of my favorite
Cutler,
plays of the year.
I've been doing that for 15 years, since Cutler came into the league. I was like, my overall NFL record lifetime is inflated just from that one factor, just fading Cutler when he was a big favorite, also fading Dallas as a big favorite at home, and also sometimes betting on Cutler as a big underdog. You know what I'm saying? Or as a small underdog. But Bortles might be the new Cutler. We might have 10 more years of fucking just auto plays that'll hit 60%, fading Cutler as a big favorite.
Well,
favorite Bortles
this is
a big
what
favorite.
I predict. I predict The starting quarterback of the Jacksonville Jaguars next year will be Eli Manning. That is my prediction. Now, if Bortles can win a couple games here, that won't happen.
Right.
But I predict that the quarterback of the Jaguars will be Eli Manning.
Interesting. All right, so you're going to pass on this one, Jim.
Yes, I am.
Okay.
Now, my lean is to the under, but 39.5 is very low. I'm going to pass on this one.
And also, McCoy being hurt for Buffalo is just such a bad deal for them.
And to not really know what's going on.
Yeah.
To not know it. And McCoy kind of likes playing coy. I don't mean to use but he likes people talking about him, questioning whether he's going to do things. He is a guy who likes
which is actually kind of smart. Oh, well, because Michael Jordan used to do that, right? He'd pretend to be hurt when he wasn't.
Yeah.
And in retrospect, that's smart as hell. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So maybe he's doing that. But, yeah, and Jacksonville does have a legit great defense, don't they?
They do. Now, Tomor's – well, no. I don't think they have a legit great defense. No, when I watched what the 49ers did to them, I was like – maybe I've had this wrong all year long. So I did think it for a long time. Now, Tomar says Jaguars will never pay a 38-year-old $20 million. Eli's not going to want $20 million. He doesn't care about the cash, so I don't agree with that, Tomar. But, I when I watched them get destroyed, I just thought, man, maybe these guys just aren't. You know, I mean, Bouye and Ramsey were the best cornerback tandem in the whole league, and then maybe it was just one bad game. I don't know. It's a tricky spot, and I'm going to leave it alone.
All right, so let's move on to Carolina, New Orleans. Obviously, New Orleans an impressive team, but Carolina, are they getting disrespected here? Getting a touchdown? It's already up to 7 in places. Pinnacle has +7 -123. Bet Online +7 Intertops +7 -120. If you want the best line on Carolina right now, you can go to Intertops and get +7 -120. That's got to be the play, right, Jim? No.
It makes sense. It just makes sense. I was talking to a capper today that was really uncomfortable because the Saints had already beaten the Panthers twice this year.
Right.
And to beat a team 3 times is a tricky.
I don't necessarily buy into that, but I do buy into in this position the Saints not being a touchdown favorite over a touchdown better than Carolina, even at home. In a playoff scenario. You know what I mean? It's not that I like Carolina because they have beat them twice. It's because, I don't think I would take it at 3.5, but at 7, that's a play. I'm taking it. I'm taking that shit. Carolina +7 -120. That's an official play, and that is the best line right now at Intertops. Thank you so much, Intertops, friend of the show, sponsor of the show, for providing us the best line on Carolina +7 -120. Jimmy the Bag. What do you think? What do you think about that? What I just did here?
I get it. It makes total sense, but I'm going to comfortably take the over in this game. I think there's going to be points. Michael Thomas is good to go. Breeze has a legitimate shot this year. It might be his last one. I think there's going to be points. I think Cam is going to be able to I think this is going to be a heavyweight fight. I think there's going to be big punches going either way. And I like points.
I might be on that one as well. It is 47.5 or 48, so we'll give you the Pinnacle line, 47.5 -105. All right, and that's it. So Jimmy the Bag is on KC under 45, the Rams over 48 -105, and Carolina over 47.5. And I'm on the KC under 45 -110 and Carolina +7 -120. I definitely agree with your over on that Carolina New Orleans game. Actually, Jimmy the Bag, and I will add that one as well. Come to think of it, I will take that one. Carolina over 47.5. -105. I will take that one. Although,
Well, there's some talk that New Orleans is going to try to run the ball. I think that just sets up the pass. So, yeah.
I'm not going to take the over. I'm just going to stick with my 2 plays. Carolina +7 -120 and KC under 45 -110. And Jim is on Carolina over 47.5. The Rams over 48 and KC under 45 -110. All right. Is that it, Jim?
That's it. There's some more wonderful comments. Young Abu Dhabi says, "Hey guys, frequent watcher, want to say thank you, Jimmy. You rock. Pete, what can I say? You always entertain me. You're such a good sport. Hopefully your dryer gets fixed and your wardrobe is back." Yes,
thank you so much. Thank you so much. Dryer guy is supposed to come tomorrow morning. Thank you so much. Yeah, we should read these comments because I print out these comments. People might not necessarily believe that that's why I save them, because I feel they get deleted, and I feel like people. Yeah, there you go. Native Queen, Carolina, a great bet at 7. I agree with you, Native Queen. Absolutely, 7 points is too many. You know what I mean? 5.5, maybe not 6. I don't know, 6.5. But if it hits 7, I'm taking Carolina, and I just did it.
Yeah, I get it. I get it. And he also says, P.S. the favorite comment of the day was, "You look like a cab driver from Kabul." That was a good one.
Yeah, that's it. That is a good one. And I was actually, interestingly enough, just recently watching some documentaries on Afghanistan, and so I saw a bunch of dudes in Kabul, and the comment's accurate. The comment's accurate. The comment's accurate. God, wouldn't that be awesome to do a handicapping show from Kabul and walk around and see if people like don't believe that I'm a gringo from the United States? And
I don't know how much walking around I would do, but I would definitely do a show.
We could do it. That would be awesome. All right. So
you guys already hit the first half over in Toledo. Native Queen was on it, and you were on it too, right?
No, I was on that one. I'm on the Toledo team total over 81. So if they scored 41 in the first half, they're probably going to get an.
They scored exactly 41.
Yeah,
it's 41-31 at the half.
No, I'm on the full game over 81.
Okay, yeah, and then so what did I get? That
you gave the first half. You gave the full game over 153 and a half.
153 and a half.
Yeah.
Oh, so
all right. No, I think it's good. I think it's good. I think it's good. Okay. All right. Let's wrap this up on Monday because it's the championship game. Our schedule last minute was told that it's going to be a little bit different. We're going to do a final bowl special at 12 o'clock Eastern time, which means that there will be no morning show on Monday, but that's okay because there's just one AHL game, no college basketball games, and a full slate of NBA, but we'll be able to cover that in the afternoon show. Yep. The afternoon show is only allowed to be half an hour long, but again, that's okay. No college basketball on Monday, just one NHL game and a full slate of NBA, so that's fine. We can do that in half an hour. And then on Tuesday, we'll be back to the normal schedule. So once again, Monday, no Loshak in the Bag show. It will be the final bowl special, 6 o'clock Eastern time on Monday, just a half-hour show, which is okay. And then Monday night, we're going to be doing a special from the Sheraton Hotel here, covering the national championship game live, right?
Yeah.
And then on Tuesday morning, everything will be back to normal at 12 o'clock Eastern time with the normal Loshak in the Bag morning show. Thank you so much. Maxwell Smart says, I'm here for Loshak in the Bag only. Maxwell Smart. Let's give a big clap to Maxwell Smart. Yeah. Guy makes great comments, but most importantly, fucking sharp as hell handicapping comments, which is now a bunch of these guys. Anytime I hear that they have an opinion, it automatically registers in my brain and either,
Totally, absolutely. And that's why we are going to do better than we've ever done.
Absolutely.
And we're going to continue to get better and better and better because we're working together as a team and we're going to make our lives better because we're going to milk these fucking bookies and get that cash.
It's actually called wisdom of the crowds. There's a term for it, and absolutely, 8, 10, or 12, or 15 knowledgeable handicappers are always going to be much better than 1 or 2 handicappers on their own. All right, that's it for today's show. We went a little bit over. Thanks so much, Randall, for tuning in. We'll see you on Tuesday, on Monday afternoon at 6 p.m.